Some years ago, I had a professor who introduced me to something known as strength finders. Prior to that, I was familiar with things like personality assessment and all of that, but I didn't know about this very specific one that was about your strengths. And she talked about how a lot of times we are so familiar with our weaknesses. We're so familiar with the things that are wrong with us, in quote, right? A lot of us have experienced negative criticism. We've been told repeatedly about the things that are so wrong with us. But if you're going to actually move forward, if you're going to actually become a person who can do more, build more, move audaciously, one of the things that is important for you to know is to actually know where your strengths are. And as I did that test and I got the assessment, it gave language. In fact, it made a lot of things, made a lot of things started to make sense to me. I understood that, it makes sense that now one of my top 3 strengths is strategic. Another one is intellectual. Another one is futuristic, right? It started to make sense to me that, now I understand. This is the reason. I've always known that my mind works this way. But now that I had language for it helped to start to shape the way that I think, the way that, not just think, the way that I show up. It helped to start to shape the way that I navigate things, because I knew that, within me were these strengths, were these capabilities that lay within me. Where am I going with this? You're a masterpiece. You are the most sophisticated of all of God's creation. See, when you understand what that means, you are not random. You're not haphazard. You are not here or by coincidence. You are not you're not just a random nothing. You are not a nothing. And this is very important, especially for people who might have gone through, tough situations or things where some conditions you've experienced have attempted to dehumanize you and label you as something that is so beneath a person, worthy of respect, worthy of love, worthy of all good things that exist in life. Today, you need to know this, that you're a masterpiece. And holding that truth first in your heart, in your mind, letting it sink, what it begins to do for you is it begins to put you in a state of curiosity. You begin to say, if I'm a masterpiece, right, what else is within me? I remember when I discovered that I could write. I didn't know that I could write, right? I remember when I discovered just various things that I could do. I then realized that, look, if this is within me, then that means there is so much more. One of the ways that you discover the masterpiece that you are is to expose yourself to opportunities, is to allow yourself to take on things outside of your comfort zone. When things come your way and they say, will you volunteer for this? Look, even if you don't know how to, say yes. Say yes. You will learn as you go. And what that will do is it would expose a new layer of who you are to yourself. If you're in places, they're looking for who to lead, who to speak, say yes. Volunteer. From today, begin to make the effort to push outside of your comfort zone, to begin to take on things that you're not familiar with. You just might be very surprised at what you will see. Another thing that I love doing, a lot of times is, just like I said at the beginning, is all of these tests that really help you and give language to the insight or, to the gifts that you carry, the way you've been wired. Sometimes it's just that we don't have language for those things, so we don't know how to label appropriately, the things that are good about us. I remember growing up and people saying, you talk too much. I was told a lot that I talk a lot, and people thought I was going to be a lawyer. I look back at where I am today and I'm amazed. I'm like, yes, God wired me. My ability to talk is not a negative, it's a positive, right? It's a plus. It's a thing that is needed for the very assignment and purpose that God has given to me. So your job is to, first of all, take yourself as a masterpiece, as the most sophisticated of all of God's creation, and then sit in that space and begin to say, I need to uncover what is within this masterpiece. Begin to ask questions. What can I do? What have I not done? What are things that are available for me that I can do? So taking time to uncover your strengths, your values, the things that really matter to you, the unique ways you see, the unique ways you think, the unique ways you do things, all of these things, intentionally coming into an understanding of them helps you to discover the masterpiece that you are. But the biggest of them all is stepping outside of your comfort zone. This week, your challenge is to step outside of your comfort zone, to look for something. Just put your hand to something that you have never done before, and you just might be surprised to see the unfolding of the beautiful masterpiece that you are.